Hello all and welcome to this clusterfuck. I mean, Star Trek Picard.
I now have a drug habit. From having to watch this show, I went from alcohol to marijuana to harder substance abuse, all just to get through an hour show because this crazy son of a bitch next to me wouldn't let me off the hook because I promised to do season 2.
A dealer always wins.
So he did season 3. I'll trade you 2 seasons of disco for 1 season of this horrible, absolute mess that they call Star Trek. I would watch 2 seasons of disco. I would watch a Klingon baby get its head chopped off before I have to watch this shit again.
Well, just remember the dealer always wins. The house has it rigged from the start. But so we took the week off last week because, well, I was in pain and Loki was having fun. How dare he?
No, I was in the car for 12 hours that day.
Yeah,
that's not fun. I was in the car 14 hours on the way back.
If you're driving, it's fun.
I wasn't driving.
It blows. Oh,
I wasn't driving.
Yeah, then it blows. Driving is
I drove about 2 hours that day. Okay. And that was it. My leg was like, no, fuck you. Go back to sitting down. No, And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to argue with it.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in pain all day Friday and Saturday.
No.
So I just, I listened to the leg and I chilled. And I listened to really good things about Mech Warrior 3050, Battletech. I listened to really cool stuff. And I stayed away from absolute fuckery that CBS and Paramount has put out like this shit.
Yes. Although it did give us the token moment, we did get to go shut up Wesley.
This week, not last week.
Yeah, this week we got to say shut up Wesley. So he still didn't go out an airlock, so I'm not amused.
Who the hell wanted him to come back? Oh my God, we're part of the Travelers and we travel through space and like time to take care of things. Oh my God, we'd love to have you be a part of us so you can like come with me, girl, and we'll like totally hook you up.
Yeah.
Wow. Are you fucking serious?
Yeah. Although I do laugh that, as a Canadian, I found Discovery even more interesting the first season. Because what was this secret Romulan thing that she originally comes from?
Tell what you're talking about.
The undercover secret Romulan organization that the robotic version of her comes from in Discovery.
Huh?
Or not, in Picard, the original Picard, first season.
Wait a minute. Are you talking about the chubby Asian chick with the giant chin, the android? Yeah. She's an android.
Yeah.
She's not part of the Romulan. No, she's not part of the Romulan thing. That's Elnor of Rivendell.
Yeah. No. Not
the mama hen Romulans.
In season 1. Not the Tal Shiar. That was the good guys. That was the good bad guy.
The anti. Yeah, she didn't come from that.
Yeah, something along the.
They were trying to kill her.
They named them cows, which I found funny.
Yeah, cows.
Yeah. The Vaj. Yeah.
The Vaj. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Because Vache in French is cow. So
And Daryl, that was a bait because yes, I have gone back off the tobacco. Some people may have seen me smoking at the convention. Well, I'm back on the vape because yeah, reasons. So I'm being a good little Loki and I'm back on the vape. So
yeah.
yeah.
But like, okay, so last week was basically another why did I watch this episode? There wasn't
Yeah.
very much there.
Yeah, and there's not very much on the last episode either.
No.
I think the most the most compelling part of this was the goodbye between Q and Picard.
Yeah.
That
That
was the
was
only thing that I was like,
yeah,
okay, you know
I
what,
can get on
this
board.
I can get on board with this little bit. But the fact that a god is dying and a god
Yeah.
has chosen, oh, you're my favorite little plaything, Picard. I didn't like that. But I like the hug and the,
Yeah.
Mon Capitan.
Yeah.
But besides that, everything else in this episode sucked. Everything else in last episode sucked. We all knew Girardi was going to be the Borg Queen.
Yeah.
We thought it might have been Swingers, which is the nickname for Picard's mother, Swingy,
Yeah.
Swingy Todd. Because yeah,
But
she
no,
hung herself in front of him. Why do we need to know this? I want a big. I want to throw this out here. Me and the mods over at Morning to Mischief were talking about this. We used to do a role play back in the day. Me, my artist, Zeropium, a couple of other people, and one of the main rules of all of like a fan fiction, all of this is you cannot dramatically alter the character of one of the characters.
Yeah.
Meaning Cisco can't do something that is completely non-Cisco like. So you don't mess with that. You don't change the fundamental core of a character for your story. So basically all that's off limits. They broke every rule here with Picard. They made him someone completely different by going, oh, well, your mother hung herself and you found her. You let her out and you found her and you blamed yourself and it's your fault that your mom hung herself. And that's why no. It very clearly stated why he had the drive and ambition that he did, why he was the youngest, he was the only freshman to beat all the fucking seniors on the run in Deluga 2. All the history is there if you listen in Next Gen of what made him who he is. Now they have said, well, none of that matters because this is really why Picard is the way he is.
Yeah. Yeah. It would be like all of a sudden we find out that Scotty no longer likes alcohol at all and hates warp engines.
And his dad's a bastard.
Yeah.
Just because.
Well, he is squats, to be fair. I mean,
I played Gaius Baltar in Battlestar, so I'm just going to be an insufferable prick on this show. You know, he doesn't even talk like that, which means they basically told him, we want you to talk exactly like Gaius Baltar because he has an English accent. Okay, so the guy who played Apollo in Battlestar, he had a very English accent. Whereas on the show, he speaks more like an American English, right? Yeah. So British English, American English. Whereas Gaius Baltar, he talks like this, and I am Gaius Baltar. When in reality, he has the real American accent. He's got a more American accent, and I have to be told to talk like this. So they had to tell him, we want you to talk like Gaius Baltar.
Yeah, but like. The last two, okay, the build up to the season finale and the season finale of Picard, season 2, didn't do anything compared. Like even if you just stay within the realm of Picard, the series that it is, if you compare season 2 to season 1. The last 2 episodes of season 1 were better than season 2.
Well, shit, the last 2 episodes of season 1 were better than the entirety of season 2.
Well, yeah, But
you've got me agreeing with that. You sorry exactly. Son of a bitch, and I hated those episodes.
I know.
And I tell you what, I could. The problem with some of this is you have some unsufferable cunts on this show.
Yes,
that I can't stand. Girardi, Rafi, Seven to a point. There's this storyline in this season where Seven was denied entry into Starfleet Academy. I want to tell you something. Every Federation citizen has a right to join Starfleet, whether they ever get anywhere or not.
Yeah.
They have the right to apply, to be tested, and then to be allowed in or to be told no. They didn't even test Seven. They just said, no, we're not going to let you in. That is against the core fundamentals of the Federation of Planets, the United Federation of Planets. She is a Federation citizen. Do you know what this tells me? This tells me that these fucks never, ever bothered to learn Seven came from the Alpha Quadrant.
Well, not only that,
Seven didn't come from the Delta Quadrant, and they're like, "Oh my God, Annika's her name. That's so alien." No, she is a human from Earth.
Yeah, but here's the even more mind fucking part of that. Okay, let's say today. Well, tomorrow will be nice. Tomorrow, the United States and Russia went to war. Right? Now, you are a human who lived in Russia, but you know all of the strategic military capabilities of Russia. And you walked in to an American military base and said, I will join you and give you all of these military secrets of the person you are at war with right now. Would the United States government say, A, no, thank you, go away, or come this way, do you need a coffee?
Yeah. Nuclear vessels.
Right?
I know he's a Rusky, but he's got to be a or something. Yeah, no.
Right? If you know the tactical capabilities of thy enemy, you are now my friend. Right? So the premise that Seven would be turned down for joining Starfleet on the premise that she's a Borg.
Oh, and Chris Janeway threatened to resign her admiralty and leave the admiralty board if they didn't let her in, and Seven just said, "No thanks, I don't want it anymore."
Mm-hmm. That was her choice.
So, okay, here's the deal. Like, Nog, because he was a Ferengi, Nog had to go through some shit before he was allowed to be in Starfleet.
Yeah.
Because he's a Ferengi, and Ferengis aren't part of the Federation. I get what Sci-Fi is saying, what Sci-Fi Nation is saying, but the non-citizen thing, you had to go through rigorous tests and kind of like prove yourself more than if you were already a part of the Federation. Like if a Vulcan applies to Starfleet, they're going to be like, yeah, sure, come on in. If a human applies to Starfleet, they're going to be like, okay, yeah, come on in, get a copy, sit down, sign up, yada, yada, yada. We'll find a place for you. Nog had to go through some shit before he was allowed in. And even if they took a look at Seven and said, well, you're going to have to pass these tests before we consider it. Okay, fine, whatever. She was kidnapped as a child, yada, yada, yada. Them just flat out refusing her.
It makes sense.
That does not make sense at all. And that is these women being up their own ass.
Even on a strategic level, it makes no sense.
What it is it's their way to try and be racist. It's their way to try and show ist obes Yahtzees. Because, that's where we're at. And at the end, it also gave them the opportunity to go, well, you're Captain of the Stargazer now, and look, we made peace with the Borg. Yay! The Borg are our friends now.
They're a member of frickin' the Federation now.
They're honorary members of the Federation. Now, let me ask you something. Tell me if any of this at all makes fucking sense. Girardi becomes the Borg Queen. Jurati takes La Sirena and leaves Earth 400 years ago to go make the Borg, a better Borg.
Yep.
They still try and assimilate the Enterprise at System J25. They still fight the battle of Wolf 359. They still fight the battle of 001 when they're at Earth and the Enterprise E has to come in and save everybody's ass. All of this bad shit. Locutus is still created. All this bad shit still happens. But suddenly, the Borg are nice. It makes absolutely no fucking sense whatsoever. It makes no sense.
Yeah. And the best part is, to me, what it tells me is it's setting up for the Battle of the Borg. So there's
it's going to be something worse. It's going to be something worse.
Like we battled the Borg of, okay, there's the Borg of Wolf 3 of that, and then there's Jurati's Borg, which are two separate entities.
It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit, and it's all crap.
Oh, of course it is. And
I'm so glad I am done. I am done. You're never gonna catch this shit on my channel. I love my brother. I will do whatever. If he's like, hey, Loki, come and do this. Canuck, no problem. If anything in that sentence is Star Trek, fuck you. I'm not doing it. I'm done. What, until they repair.
Look at Strange New Worlds?
No, burn all of it. Anything that has reboot in it, burn it fucking all and start over.
Yeah.
The one thing I may talk about is, yes, they are working on a Deep Space Nine Blu-ray set.
Okay.
So if that comes out this year, yes, I will talk about it because I'm going to have a super, I'm going to spend 2 or 3 weeks doing nothing but watching DS9.
Yeah.
So, because I want to watch it on Blu-ray. I want to see it in its full glory on Blu-ray 1080p, because all we've ever gotten is this 480i shit. So I want it full 1080p.
I'll just leave this here for a second.
No, absolutely fucking not. I agreed to 1 season. I am done.
Aw, but it was so enjoyable, Loki.
And Luis, it's not going to be T'Pring. It's going to be Kirk. Pecker, Spock, and Kirk are going to have a thing, and Kirk is going to break it off for his love of a black man starship. So he's gonna take the POC Captain Robert April starship away from him, and he's gonna abandon his homosexual lover Spock for his cisgendered white male relationship with the Enterprise.
Yes, but I do want your opinion on something that, and forgive us, folks, I'm not gonna spend too much time on 9. I'm just not. Because episode 9 was very non-existent, and I just
car batteries.
Yeah. So here's a question. Sung, one of the last times we see him in episode 10, what is he looking at?
The con file.
Yeah.
So here's the question. Did this already happen? Or is this something he never did that he's going to do in the future? Because if it is something he already did, if that file is something he already created, and the eugenics wars happened on like another continent and everything was kept quiet and they shipped him off to another planet, they shipped him off or whatever, then that's already done and finished, and he's thinking about this again. If it's not done, they don't know their fucking timeline. They don't know shit. The fact that this is in 2022 is the biggest jerk off thing they could have ever done, because nothing is right about any of this. Everybody's all ist and phobe, and that's how they see each and every one of you. They see each and every one of you as an ist, obe, Yahtzee, whatever. And it's all bullshit. CBS is up its own ass. Paramount's up its own ass. You look at what they did with Captain Robert April. They've done the exact same thing with Captain Keyes. It's the exact same storytellers. Captain Keyes in Halo has been done the exact same way as they've done Robert April. This is not by accident. This is the exact same up its ass storytellers that are making all these decisions and doing this.
Yeah. But why to me that folder was put there for no other reason than your Trekkie or your Star Trek fan will see that and go, "Oh, Khan."
Oh yeah,
That's
and
it.
you know what I fucking dared them to do and they didn't do it? Him open that up and it be Benedict fucking Cumberbatch in the fucking file instead of yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now I fucking dare them to do that because it all connects with the JJ verse. This is all because of the JJ verse. This is in the JJ verse timeline. They can say whatever they want to about it being Prime. It's not. This is all in the JJ verse. It's all because of the Vulcan shit they did in the first reboot. It's all for that shit. That's all it is. And it's for the people that like that shit. It's not for Star Trek.
Yeah.
Fans, people that love Star Trek, people that have cared about Star Trek their whole lives. This is not for you. This is for them.
Yeah. And what really I don't get it because this season was basically a wet fart. In the whole from start to finish, now that all 10 episodes are out, from start to finish is a wet fart. It had some interesting premises that were never followed up on. And about the only touching thing in 10 was the 3 minutes of airtime with Picard and Q, which is the exact review of season 2. Most of the time, if Picard and Q were on screen at the same time, it was watchable. If they were not, it didn't make any damn sense.
All you have to do is look at Paramount's track record. And look at Paramount's track record. Look at CBS's track record. You see for yourself exactly where all of this has gone, exactly where all of this is going. They've already come out and said yes. Spock and Kirk have that kind of relationship going into this. That they're going to be lovers, bisexual lovers. That is not their relationship. That never was their relationship. Never and ever anywhere in the past was that Kirk and Spock's relationship. So.
Yeah, but remember, Loki, we're not supposed to care, right?
I'm really beginning not to. I really don't give a shit.
Right,
I'm not going to watch it. I don't want to watch it.
Who cares who cares if they gender swap? Who cares if they change a straight character to a gay character? Who cares? It's so trivial and we're so bad for thinking so. And why I bring that up is because I'm going to say a tweet I saw, and it made me laugh. Because you ever see something and you go, yeah, if they did that, all hell would break loose. And it would be the exact people telling us to calm down, right? The ones who tell us, we're bad and we're terrible human beings for complaining that this change has happened.
That's right.
All right. So we're going to relaunch DS9 tomorrow. Except Cisco is going to be a white guy.
Yeah, it'll never happen. Never fucking happen.
Right. But this is my point. If it doesn't matter, why is that a bad thing?
Because it matters, and they know it matters. They just want to push their agenda. That's what all this has been about, is about pushing agenda. And if anybody wants to disagree with that, that this has all been about pushing an agenda, you can kiss my fat white ass. Yeah. They have shown us over and over again. They have stated blatantly, we are using this as a political platform to push our agenda. If you don't believe that, they've said it. They've told you that.
Yeah.
So I don't have to argue the fact that they are using this as their own political ideological agenda bandwagon soapbox for them to push their shit. If you don't believe it, kiss my fat white ass. They've said it. They've admitted it. I don't have to push that.
Yeah, but it just, for me, what's I think so annoying for me doing this review, and what's been the hardest for me doing this review, is the simple fact that season 1, by and large, goods and bads, I liked it. I liked season 1.
And that's totally your view of it.
Absolute, just like I can't even say it was a dumpster fire, because it wasn't.
Well. Look at what Sci-Fi Nation is saying. He said, so far they've done well, especially in making the story tone feel Trek. That's completely his opinion, and he is entitled to his opinion.
Absolutely.
And I'm not going to put him down as a person or as a fan or anything like that, because that is his opinion. That is your opinion, just like my opinion of Discovery, of Picard, and what they have said so far about Strange New Bedfellows. That is my opinion. Yeah. And I am entitled to my opinion, just like you're entitled to your opinion.
Yeah.
You liking season 1 of Picard, I don't hate you for that. I don't argue that with you. I disagree with you, but that's my opinion, and you have your opinion, and we've been there, done that, bought the t-shirt, and burned the fucking house down around shit that wasn't even either one of our opinion. It was fucking DJ's fault, you bastard.
Yeah. But for me, I think the most disappointing part of this season, and is, I had so much hope coming out of Picard season 1, because
I know Sci-Fi. I know, brother. I know you're all good, brother. I'm not.
Like for me, I think why I don't like this season isn't for canon violations. Isn't because they had stupid flowers that attacked Borg cubes. I don't like the season because it felt meh.
And the characters suck. I'm going to tell you something. The characters suck, and the damage they have done to Picard, Jean-Luc Picard, is unfucking forgivable.
It just seemed like, it just seemed like this was put, like everybody phoned it in. The writers, everything. It was just phoned in. Because the story really never went anywhere, for the most part. One of the bad characteristics of season 1 they carried on to season 2, which is to have 6 different storylines and not focus on any of them.
What happened to the cow guy, the Babbage guy, the Romulan guy? What happened to him? He's like not even in this. He's not even in this at all. Nobody that was a bad guy last season is anywhere to be found in any of this. None of them have anything to do with this.
And okay, we have the end of season. Now, this is because it's leaked already, but that's besides the point. The major point of episode 10 is, okay, Girardi is now the queen of the Borg. Well, the actress who plays Girardi has already said she's not in season 3.
And why did... Okay, answer me this question. Why, if they are all part of the Borg, why did she not have anything to do? Why does Picard not know from when he was assimilated?
Yeah.
He pretty much remembers everything now and connections because of First Contact, which they drew heavily from in this. There's music from First Contact in this. There are callbacks to First Contact in this. It is almost like they took First Contact and Voyage Home and made a 10-episode season out of a remake of Voyage Home with inspiration from First Contact. So why doesn't Picard know any of this from being assimilated? Because the Borg would know.
Yeah.
The Borg would know exactly what happened already. So he would know, okay, Girardi, I'm going to meet a woman named Girardi in the future, and she is going to be the leader of the Borg.
Yeah.
Is this why the Borg Queen in First Contact's like all up on Picard, wanting to fucking stick her thumb in his mouth and all this bullshit and trying to rape Data? Is that why all of this happened? Is because Girardi became the Borg Queen? No, of course not, because no one knows who the hell Girardi is back then, and they were never a part of any of this. This is all being, oh well, we're so smart, we're gonna go back and we're gonna lick the stamp before we ever put it on this time. Yeah. No, it's all shit.
And the other thing I don't understand is, okay, we get season 1, then we get season 2. A lot of the stuff that I was looking forward to, even though it would be highly political, but that's what I expected because Stewart said so before even season 1 hit the air. Okay, they're going to, Picard is now a android, for a better word, right? Synthetic.
He's a robot,
right? He's Mr. Roboto,
and he's still a robot.
Barely comes up in season 2.
No, and you know what? You would almost overlook it if it wasn't for him shorting out the jumpers when they try and defibrillate him. But he bleeds too.
Yeah.
So and at first, me and you both thought when they change realities and he's in the alternate reality, me and you thought for a minute, well, Q backhands him and he bleeds. Is he human again? Yeah. Did they make him human again? No, he's still in the android body. He's still a fucking skin job. Yeah.
But it's not even like it's not even in the story, right?
No,
it's not there. So that annoys me, because if you're going to go and do that, fine. Okay, I can be okay with it. I can be fine with it. I don't have the issue. I didn't have the issue at the end of season 1. Go back, check my stuff. I didn't have an issue with it. Go back. I have videos. Go ahead. But here's the thing. There's no payoff. Now, if the payoff is that he goes and he gets artificial intelligences back being allowed instead of against the law, and we see that on screen, then there's a payoff to him being turned into an android. We didn't get that.
No, but we didn't get like an explanation of why. Okay, why Girardi doing what she didn't change anything. Why Christos being left there didn't change anything. All of that should have created a butterfly effect that completely changed the future. The only and they're gonna, somebody's gonna say this, so I might as well fucking say it. All Q had to do was say, I'm gonna put you back where all this started, and it's gonna be just like it was, but different.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm gonna let history go exactly, and then you got Wesley. Oh my God, we've got the tapestry, and it's like so delicate, but we keep all the pieces in perfect place. So like, totally, we're Starfleet, but we're not. We're travelers.
Realize what that implies, right?
That
Wesley Crusher is in charge of Wesley Crusher and his Watchers are in charge of the Vulcan that dies.
The temporal, they're like the temporal. They're the ones right? watching the temporal Cold War.
And also Guinan, just saying.
Yeah,
because Guinan's a Watcher. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. They didn't think any of this out, and it's because you have a group of Gilmore Girl writers in the writing room that have never written anything like this before. And CBS, Paramount, is banking on the fact that one day they're going to be able to write good stories. They're not. There are some people that can write science fiction. There are some people that can't. Crying in hallways. Guess what, guys? We've got crying in hallways in Disco. We've got crying in hallways in Picard. We've got crying in hallways in Halo. Yeah. The Master Chief had a fucking mental breakdown and was crying his eyes out in a hallway. That is not the Master Chief. Picard losing his shit, I'm only hung herself in the closet, is not Star Trek. Oh my God, Tilly, you're as big as a whale, but I love you. That is not fucking Star Trek.
Mm-hmm. But at the same time, like, just this season alone, it never really got off to anywhere. And it really never... It didn't... The season 10 ended with a dun 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 dun. Like, it didn't have a crescendo. It didn't have really any moment of suspense. There was no suspense bar built up for most of it. There was no cliffhanger episode. There was no it's just
we're all going to come together and we're going to use our shields to prevent a pinpoint blast that was supposed to be like a shockwave. Are you, wait a minute, what? Yeah. They said the shockwave of this event would wipe out the whole sector. How is it going to wipe out the whole sector when it's like a pinpoint blast forward, a shaped blast forward? That's not a shockwave. No. That is a pinpointed blast forward that the ships got together to protect a pinpoint. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't. It doesn't make much sense. It just, to me, it fell flat. It just fell flat. Like, the whole season just felt flat. It just felt flat. It didn't, to me, it didn't get any steam. It didn't go anywhere.
What did you think about, because Chris brings up that Mama Picard self-delete thing. What did you think about her putting on her wedding dress, getting in bed with Jean-Luc, and then getting up and hanging herself?
Yeah.
Because that's what she did, Chris. For anybody out there who doesn't know, or for anybody out there who hasn't seen it, Picard lets her out of her room. He's got a skeleton key, and he unlocks her door, lets her out of the room. She's in the wedding dress. She gets in bed with Picard and talks to him, and he falls asleep, and she gets up and goes to the atrium and hangs herself in the atrium, and little Picard finds her hanging in the atrium.
Yeah.
And she tells him, and this is all mental fuckery, okay? This is all a woman who has severe mental problems that shouldn't have been around him in the first place, saying, sweetheart, sometimes the brightest lights burn out and there's just nothing left of the person left. I hope you can see the light that was once in me and know that I once had this extraordinary light, but it's burnt out and I have to do what I'm about to do. And you're like, are you fucking kidding me? Mm-hmm. That you're going to tell like this 8-year-old boy that's what you're going to do. And that you didn't like hang him first, because most of these fucking crazy ass bitches that do this, They kill the kids first, they drown them in the bathtub, they do whatever, and then they go off and they do themselves.
Yeah.
And it's just, all of this is someone's fucking warped fanfic.
Yeah. But it wasn't even, I guess my problem with it is it just fell flat. Like, to me, I'm not mad at it. And I'm just disappointed. It's like, what the fuck? We've been 10 episodes, and it's like they took every filler episode they could, and they found 10 of them and made it season 2.
And this is supposed to be like the anti that, because the people at Paramount and CBS said, the reason why we are having this many episodes per season is to cut out all of the fat cut out all of the unnecessary episodes and give you a full story.
Yeah.
There's no filler anymore. It's just straight to the main course.
Yeah. Which it's just I don't get it, because it like the whole season to me, I think the most frustrating part, like I've said over and over, the most frustrating part about season 2 is I was so stoked after season 1. And I know I'm in the minority on that one, but whatever, I don't care. But for me, it was like, what? That's it?
That's it.
This could have been a two fucking episode season.
Oh yeah,
and the best in there.
The best part of this, the best part of the whole show was when they're in the alternate, like they're in the Ultimate Empire Federation. Yeah. That was the best fucking episode, when they're in like a mirror version of Starfleet, and people are like, "What the hell's going on?" And Q's like, "Look, you shot Gul Dukat in the forehead. Oh look, here's a Borg that you annihilated. Oh look, here's General Martok. You killed him in hand-to-hand combat." That was the best fucking episode out of all of them, and that was a weak ass episode.
Yeah, like it just never got going, like at all. It just it fell flat. It just never built to a main event at all. Like even episode 10, I mean, you're sitting there and you're like, okay, there's nothing on the line right now.
No, and then, like I said, they just need to burn it. They need to burn all this. Everything bad reboot, they need to burn and start over.
But, I mean, it just... I mean, season 2 overall is a meh. For me, it's just meh.
2 thumbs way down. It's beyond meh. For me, it's like a 2. There are 1 or 2 moments of greatness, and both of those moments are Picard and Q, and that would mean nothing without Next Gen.
No, like it just, to me, it just didn't do anything. It just didn't do a damn thing from start to finish, and at the end of the episode or the end of the season, we end up feeling like a Voyager episode. Okay, hit the reset button. We're all good, ready to go. Nothing had consequence. Nothing mattered. And it's just...
Yeah, you remember Year of Hell? That's one of the like big things. People are like, "Oh my God, Year of Hell is the best, one of the best." You know why I don't like Year of Hell and Voyager? And this isn't a Voyager kick. I'm not going to sit here and kick the hell out of Voyager while it's on the ground limping and screaming. There were no consequences. No. For a while there, I was like, "Oh my God, how are they gonna keep going?" And it wasn't until the view screen got blown out and Voyager was like a skeletal husk that I realized they're going to fix this. They're going to go back and it's going to be like none of this ever happened. And that's exactly what happened. And that's exactly what's happened in Picard. Yeah. It's like none of this happened. But it did. But it didn't too.
Yeah. And now Picard is going to, I assume in season 3, there's going to be a wedding. Yay. There's a storyline I didn't think we needed. But it just kind of was like, I think the best way I could explain season 2 is it's a trailer. It's a 10-episode trailer. There's no story, really.
Let me ask you something. Can you see Girardi? Not Girardi. What's her name? The chick with 7. Can you see them too waking up in like a shitty, burned out motel? Homegirl's wearing boxers and like a wife beater, gets up, does a line of coke, tries to wake 7 up, and they're totally off their rocker together in some kind of like screw rappy. Thank you, Chris. they're just totally screwed up together and out like some dumbass late 80s girl movie where they drive off of a cliff.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't put it any better than that. The dynamic between both of them in this entire season was trash. Yes, Isaac in Orville, was a better way, so much better. The Orville's so much fucking better. I can't wait for the Orville, ladies and gentlemen. Star Trek's just not Star Trek anymore. They've lost their way.
Just for me, this episode is a meh. So I think we've talked to death for 45 minutes on something that we could have ended with this. I think we could sum it up with this. Yeah, I think we could sum it up with this.
It's pretty good for shit.
Still shit. Yeah. And Nikki, yes. Orville, yes. We need no longer fear the banana. I agree.
All right, and with that, folks, I'm going to say thank you. Take her easy. If you don't know this,
Whoa! Am I off the hook? Is this it? Are we done?
We're done.
Yes.
We're done.
All right. No more Star Trek. Fuck Star Trek.
All right. So be sure to catch us next time with Star Trek Picard season 3.
Just not with me.
No. We're gonna like tie you up in a corner somewhere and get those things for your eyeball.
No. I will do anything with my brother Ramblin'. Just no gay shit and no Star Trek. So there you go.
All right. With that, take her easy, folks.
Later, everybody.